Hello and welcome. Hip-hop music minus the sex, drugs and violence. It sounds unlikely, doesn't it? Well, ironically, it's been the formula for amazing success for the Danish trio Outlandish. But they say it's not about the fame and money. Their sensational best-selling albums come with a strong message.
Someone tell me.
From the first time they met on a football pitch, they found a common ground that's led them to global celebrity. The group sought to blend their diverse cultural backgrounds with a faith-inspired message of hope and responsibility. Now, as they set out across America for their Voices of Change tour, Outlandish is using their music to encourage America's youth to make good choices and create positive change in their communities. But their brand of hip-hop also tackles the rights of detainees held in Guantanamo Bay and America's support for the Israeli occupation, a message that has already created some controversy and may not be welcome in the US. On today's show, we speak with Outlandish and ask, will young people stick with hip-hop that carries a political message without the bling? And don't forget, we take your calls on this show. You can reach us at the numbers at the bottom of your screen. Joining me now from Tampa, where they're about to launch their US tour, are the members of Outlandish. Waqas Al-Qadri raps in Urdu as well as English and acts as the group's producer. Lenny Martinez, the group's Spanish rapper, is of Cuban heritage and was born in Honduras. Issam Bashiri, whose parents are originally from Morocco, raps in English and is credited with many of the hooks or refrains that make Outlandish so popular. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thank you
Very
very
much.
much. Thanks for having
Now,
us.
hip-hop without the swearing, scantily clad women and violent themes, surely not, Waqas.
Well, hip-hop has a lot of different elements, you know. You have hip-hop is not just one-sided. You have a lot of different artists with different colors doing hip-hop in different ways. And the stuff you see in the mainstream, that's one part of it. But you have a lot of other sides of it, you know. People being more political, people, like you said, being more bling, talking about women more, and people who are, you know, in another field. So that's the great thing about hip-hop, that it covers a lot of different fields, and people can express them the way they want to do. And
I just feel like I just want to say that I mean, it's not that Outlandish don't like women. I mean, we do talk about women in our songs. I mean, women they inspire men all the time. It's just how you talk about women, I would say. So,
But
yeah,
Lenny, I've got to ask you though, have you had any feedback on your hip-hop music that has such a different style? I mean, do people demand stronger stuff? Do they want you to go mainstream as they see it?
No, I think people understand very well our music and who we are. I mean, music is about expressing yourself and who you are, and you know, your friends, family, environment, society, and that's what we do. I mean, that's what we learn from hip-hop when we started to listen, you know, to NWA back in the days and Snoop Dogg. They was just describing the way they lived. I mean, and we do the same. I mean, and I think people know that that's what we do. I mean, so they don't expect us to do anything else than just being ourselves and do the hip hop music we know.
Issam, tell me about that time you guys first met. It was on a football pitch. Was the playing so bad you had to turn to music?
I was actually, I think I was doing good. I mean, me and Lenny, we were doing good. But Gassi wasn't. He was, you know, he's Pakistani, so you know,
Football,
soccer and Pakistan is not.
I wasn't even good at
respect.
cricket. I mean,
He wanted to play cricket, yeah. So
Did you guys click? Did you guys click immediately?
Did we?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we used to, you know, just do a lot of different things. We were very different from the other kids. I think we used to dance and listen to music and sit in my room and just, you know, try to do something instead of, you know, going out or going to the movies and stuff. So I think we were very fast. We were, you know, we find out that we have something special.
Yeah, let's meet you guys. Waqas, you're said to be the sensitive person, though you're originally the angry young rapper. What calmed you down?
come on, that's like 10, 12 years ago.
You got married.
Then I got married, and I had 2 kids. And but no, I mean, I think that we all, I mean, people with similar backgrounds like ours, being children of immigrants who came to Europe in the late 60s, you go. I mean, I went through a period in my life where you were a bit frustrated, and you know, when you're young, your hormones they're all up and stuff. You get easily frustrated and angry. So I guess that's why they did it, because you always had this thing about being Pakistani at home and being Danish outside, and to juggle those two cultures was a bit difficult. But you know, I think music basically helped a lot to channel that frustration in a positive way.
Lenny.
And by that, a lot of young kids, they felt inspired by it, you know, and that was really a good thing.
Right. Well, Lenny, you add the Latino touch, of course, but you also are considered the legs and feet of the band. You make things happen. Are you basically the businessman, the driving force on the business side in the band?
Yeah, I'm not. I think everybody. I mean, the three of us are businessmen. I mean, I'm very organized in my way of just being me. So I think I do those kind of things, like, you know, the planning and just being down to earth when it comes to like the budget and stuff like that. So I mean, Isam is very creative. So he's like, you know, he wants to do this and this, and it's my job to say to him, we can't do that right now. Because,
yeah, Isam,
we need to wait. Or
you're the brains, eh, Isam? So you're the one. You're the creative force. I know to a large degree. Obviously, you guys work together, but you're strongly the creative force in some senses. Are you also the political force? Do you drive the political side of it?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I usually just like to write about what I feel, and you know, I try to travel as much as possible, and get some inspirations from outside my home, and some of it can be political, but not from. I would say from a street point of view. I mean, to see how the politics affect the streets.
Yeah.
That's where I stand. So
yeah, sorry, I was going to say, Isam, how does that political message go down with your fans? How do they relate to the politics you sing about?
Well, you know, Riz, I mean, honestly, it's with all due respect to the fans and the people out there, that's not what my music is about. I mean, my music is about me and somehow capturing what I'm about and getting that into the music, you know, and describing my environment, whether that's good or bad. I mean, so that, I think that's the main thing. But of course, I mean, it's always you can always use the feedback you get, whether it's positive or negative from people outside.
But it's also the thing is that like when you're saying being political and Guantanamo being about Guantanamo Bay and stuff, I mean, that's like, for us it's quite okay. Is it really that? Because what we do is just music from the heart, you know. We describe our feelings, emotions, and things we see. And unfortunately, people tend to put you in boxes. Like Outlandish is a political band, it's a Muslim band, or it's a, you know, comedy band or whatever. We don't see ourselves like that. I mean, we just do music. Yeah, two of us happen to be Muslims and one happened to be Christian, but that's not why we got together first.
Right. Well, you know, Wakas, I was going to ask you about this email that we got from Rafiq in London. So we're seeing a little bit of your music there, but let's get this email to you that came in from Rafiq in London. He says, don't blame all the Americans. There are loads of Americans who are good and peace-loving people, but it's their criminal foreign policy under a criminal administration. I wonder, obviously, when you know, people send you emails like that, they're sensing a political twist to it.
Yeah, again, but that's again how people react to the music. I mean, that's the beauty of music. People can react in different ways. I mean, we don't have anything against Americans or anything, you know. Why should we? I mean, that's not for us to say or do or write about, you know. The thing that was with one of our songs was that it was just describing a situation from a young teenager living in the Middle East, you know. Right. So it wasn't even like pointing fingers at the Americans, look what you're doing. No, it was just young people like to have fun and do teenage stuff, you know, whether you live in Tampa or you live in you know, Gaza or Ramallah, wherever, you know. So, but they have other obstacles and we have other obstacles here. So it was a reminder to ourselves as well, because we live in the West. I'm born and raised in the West, you know, and I'm more concerned about my parking ticket than I'm about other stuff going on in the world, you know. So I would say it's wrong to say that, oh, don't hate all Americans, but because we don't do that. Why should we?
You must do some pretty harsh parking. Copenhagen police, traffic police are tough, I guess. Listen, I've got to play another one of your songs. This is a wonderfully melodic one. We heard a bit of it at the beginning there. Look Into My Eyes. It's one of my favorites here. And let's listen to a little bit of this. Isam, I have to ask you, what's inspired that song? I mean, a beautifully musical song. Obviously, has that theme of those children facing a separation war and so on.
The song is written by an Arab American actually. She's Palestinian. I think she's born and raised in America, but she has like the inside info about what's going on, or how it is to be a teenager in Palestine and how it is to be a teenager in America. So she basically just compares the two worlds, and there is a common ground, which is, hey, young people just wants to have fun, and they wanna be with the family, with their friends, go to the movies, go to school, and I think it was just a beautiful description of how that world looks like, and I would instead of going into some all the politics that we see, all the statistics that we see in the newspapers, it was just a beautiful way from a human point of view, and I was very honored of being able to collaborate with her. And
let's get Tanzania on the line, because Paul Mohammed's waiting on the line from Tanzania with a question or comment. Go ahead, Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Mohammed Khan calling from Tanzania.
Go on with your question.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, I was asking about hip hop. If there is not any political message, can change it.
All right. So Mohammed, well, you know what we'll do? We'll take a break and get back to an answer. We'll get back to an answer for Mohammed's question about politics and what it might change through hip hop. We're going to. After the break, we'll ask Outlandish about the Danish cartoon scandal and how Europe's dealing with the challenges of its growing Muslim community. Let's listen to a bit of Guantanamo. Don't go away.